Welcome back to your favorite convention-related podcast, Con Job. And this week, me, Dylan, and Jeremy are going to be doing a recap of 2024. We're going to talk about our favorite shows, our least favorite shows, which ones were most profitable, which ones were least profitable. And I hope you guys enjoy it. And in the comments, go ahead and tell us what you guys think was your best shows. You know, best show for profit, best show that you just had the most fun at, and then kind of the worst one. You don't have to obviously name numbers, but just talk about what your guys' favorites were for 2024. Without further ado, we are back. And Mr. Dylan, Mr. Jeremy, how's it going, fellas?
Oh, we're doing great in the new year. How about you?
I'm doing. Just got back. Still not on American time yet, but I'm getting there.
You know, West Coast is on fire right now, but I'm frozen in snow here in
West
Texas.
Coast is on fire. The East Coast is freezing to death, is under ice. And it was 42 this morning in Florida, which, as anyone who's listened to this podcast knows, I had 3 jackets on, earmuffs, gloves. I had the heater on. It was ridiculous. I use that thing once a year. And today was it. So Dylan, what are we doing today?
I thought today, while this would have been great for the end of the year, we're doing a little recap, little mini pod about our favorite, least favorite, best shows of 2024. And just kind of get into the swing of things because hopefully we have some updates for you on the pod and our upcoming shows. But I thought this would be a fun one to kick off the new year.
All right. So we're going to talk about what our best and worst show was sales-wise, our best and worst show profit-wise, and then our favorite and least favorite.
Probably a lot doubling up on some of those.
Well,
but,
I mean, I it doesn't have to be.
That's
you
right.
You could have had a fun time at a show and maybe not been your most profitable, but still had a fun time. So technically, any show that you do where I'm in attendance is probably going to be one of your favorites. Okay, so I'll try to edit that out.
Cut that.
All right, so let's do the best show by money-wise, by sales-wise. Jeremy, since you're so chatty.
Yeah.
Are you studying?
Doing best money is Dragon, hands down.
Okay. And that was your best ever, right? This year?
Best ever, everything.
I guess last year.
Best individual day, best weekend, best show, best everything.
Yeah, that was
not even close.
I'm glad to hear that. Making me so envious that I'm not in that show, but hopefully
we'll see. I'm glad. Applications they just went live for us. Is it for you? I don't know if they're out there or not.
Was
for us it was.
By chance
I'm on the art floor. It might be different.
Was this by chance your best show in 2023 as well? Or has this taken the lead?
It has consistently been my best show every year. But it's the jumps that it's taken is phenomenal. Like that's I will say this show takes a little bit to build. So if somebody is trying to get into doing it for the first time, it could be your best show right off the jump. But
don't be discouraged.
Don't be discouraged if year one is not like blowing everything out of the water.
Don't be discouraged if year one is not a what?
Gangbanger.
So we're doing that this year too. Okay.
Yes.
I wasn't sure.
Trisha, you're gonna need some more buttons made. Just
so yeah, this year, we always have not always. We have consistently had an exclusive for the show, which succeeds. This year though, I think the people that attend that show are very loyal and dedicated. So if you can get there and build that following up at that show, that's where you're going to have more repeat customers than anywhere else.
Absolutely. And they do love their what are the things they put on the badges?
Ribbons.
The ribbons, yeah.
Badge ribbons are fun.
Yeah. So it was nice to collect a few. So Dylan,
and you stayed at that show, right? Like, so it's also a fun one. It's not just like, hey, got the sales, got it in, but it's like a generally enjoyable show to be at.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Atmosphere's fun. It's I can't hang with most of the people there, so I like to. We'll go out like once maybe twice just to go see the sites because it's just so overwhelming. But yeah, it's a fun show.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, you have to take it all in. And I'm too old for it multiple nights as well, but you definitely have to take it all in. And
Yeah.
I will have a full breakdown next year in our preview or review of it thanks to Tracy, who sent me the map of the layout of all the hotels that are involved. So
Ryan's
I will
gonna be much
well
more
versed.
prepared.
I'll be well versed on all
He's
things.
getting fined if he gets them wrong, though.
It might be my last time if Tracy has anything to say about it. So, yeah, Dylan, you're up.
Well, I mean, right off the bat, revenue-wise, the elephant in the room would be New York, but I would not say it's my best show because, as Tony Santiago, the coin term he uses, is it's a calorie burner. I mean, that is you're prepping for weeks, the expenses, and so highest revenue, not the highest profit, so that does not make my number one. My number one is actually DreamHack Dallas. I can't say enough great things about that show. We're getting New York numbers in my backyard with only 3 days, and just it opens, I believe, 10 to 6, 10 to 6, and then 10 to 5. I'm like, to get New York numbers with those concise hours, like
nice.
you sleep like a baby, and
you're sleeping like a baby because you're home.
Oh, that's true. That is true. I mean, I still an hour away, but yeah, it's Gabe runs that show. He's doing a great job building it out for the vendors because it wasn't always such a vendor show. And I will preface this: if you are heavy into video game products, you will do well. If not, this might not be your best show. So I'm not saying this is New York for everybody, and it's also does have a pretty high price tag. But again, love my DreamHack. Can't wait to do it again this year.
Well, mine. Sorry, that was one of my favorite Funkos.
So while Ryan is
My Alexa
gathering up,
fell off the desk. I apologize.
Dylan, to your point about the game stuff, I will say DreamHack. I didn't even I knew about it, but I was under the impression before Gabe went over there that it was not a very vendor heavy show.
So the first year I went, there might have been 15 vendors, and so I mean that was a good thing. And Gabe came on board, and he was like, "Hey, let's put some more vendors on the floor." Which at first I was like, "Well, there goes it was such a good show." I'm like, and now 5 times as many vendors to compete with. But no, the show just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So even though 5 times as many vendors last year as 2023, just amazing turnout. We had our neighbor was Monster, and the energy drink, they're doing backflips on bicycle, they're bringing a crowd. It's just a fun show too. It's not quite like the anime and the Comic Cons that we go to every week. I wish there were more shows like it.
Well, okay. The secret's out now. Good luck. Good luck, everybody trying to get in.
So for me, the highest one is MegaCon. We were $600 more than New York overall. So just total sales wise, it was mega. But that's kind of our home show. That's right in our wheelhouse. It's 2 hours away. We have a lot of Disney related items, and that's a very heavy Disney area, which with that said, there is a lot of other stuff that we sell there too. So it's not, but that definitely helps. So mega, there's nothing really more you need to say on that one.
Home court advantage really does help.
I would say, I'm not talking profit wise. It was profit wise too, but because we don't have to worry about flying, but it's just, I don't know. Like I said, it's right in our wheelhouse. We've done that show since 2016, I believe. So we've built it up. Jeremy, how long have you been doing? How long have you guys been doing? What's it called? Dragon.
4 years.
Okay, so yeah, so same as us with that. You have to build it, and it we've increased every year. That's the goal.
And obviously, home court means higher profit, but also I feel like there's also that unspoken. You sleep better. You can bring more stuff without risk of expense. You're like, why not just bring 50 extra canvases?
Yeah, we don't want to run out.
The sort of thing you wouldn't do to every show, and so it's just those home court shows are great.
Absolutely. All right, so then let's go to worst. sales.
Mm.
And a hush falls over the crowd.
So, I will say it wasn't my absolute worst. It was worst in comparison to maybe previous years or what I expected. It was close to the worst. But we did some smaller shows that didn't, we knew what we were getting into. But I think the worst performing this year was Fan Expo Boston.
Okay.
I can't speak for everyone, but I know changing the dates, the convention center, everything kind of was in a state of
that's right. I forgot
flux.
they moved it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think between the venue change, the date change, and kind of everything that encompassed that, it cost us more money because of like hotel changing and stuff like that. We still profited. It was like worth doing, but we were down, oh gosh, probably almost 40 something percent from the year before. So worst performing compared to what it would normally do. I'm very much looking forward to this year so that we can get back into the other building and kind of back on schedule. I like doing that show at the other building.
Yeah.
And if they were to say, "Oh, we're going to go back to this one again," like the one from this year, I probably would not do the show.
Right. When was that also? Was that was like middle of the year?
That was June
June
this year.
Yeah.
Prime con season months. So that's a shame to hear. But yeah.
All right, so Dylan, you're up.
Well, I mean, if anyone listened to the pod just a couple of weeks ago,
yes.
the obvious answer is what Ryan affectionately called Scam Fusion, not Fan Fusion, but Scam Fusion.
And not to be confused with Phoenix.
Yeah, which is what I did. I think 3 transactions the whole weekend, and I'm victim shaming myself for not vetting this correctly, but I mean the whole pod a couple weeks ago was about it. I thought I was signing up to a sister show to Phoenix Fan Fusion because I saw Fan Fusion in the at the time well-designed website, which has been taken down. Signed up, sent my guy over there. Nothing but crickets. A few vendors, and those sales were from fellow vendors. Told my guy to get out of there midday Saturday. I was like, this is just terrible. So can't get much worse than that. There's my answer for worst sales, least favorite, all of the above.
All right.
Don't forget can't forget the AI the AI image used in advertising to make it seem like it was a bigger show as well. So
yeah, which I've seen stuff like that happen more and more. Like, so you get shows that like, hey, it's a first year show, but there's pictures of like a convention going on. It's like, wait a minute, how do you have that? But anyway, so for me it was Portland, Fan Expo Portland, but there's a caveat to that one. That one was snowed in, essentially, right? I mean, it snowed some of Friday and basically Saturday. So we have a person that lives in Portland that wasn't even able to go because Portland gets snow so infrequently that they don't even have snow plows. So they don't know, the people don't know how to deal with if snow actually falls on the ground. They don't leave their house. They're like, I don't know what to do here. It's kind of like if it happened here in Florida, I'd be stuck in the house. I wouldn't know what to do. But yeah, so that one was our worst one. But I guess if you get into ones that actually ran for the full time, I would have to say it was Anime 414 in Milwaukee. So it's a big hall. I remember that one being a big hall and just not very many people there. It was very strange.
And that was their first year.
It was their first year. I saw advertising for it too, so I don't know because that was the only show that we've done. I want to say it's the only thing we've done in Wisconsin. Milwaukee is Wisconsin. Yeah, Milwaukee is Wisconsin. I'm pretty sure it's the only thing we've done in that state. So, which was surprising to me, but you know, it is what it is. That one, if you talk about a show that went the full, every day, the full hours, that one was the worst. But if you just talk about overall, it would be Fan Expo Portland.
Which again, beyond Fan Expo's control about such weather.
Yeah, no fault. It's Alex's show, so he knows I love him. It was no fault of his, because he knows I would fault him if I could. But
well,
all right, so let's go to the next one. This will be the best show profit wise.
So for me, sticking with Dragon Con, that was.
You're such a cop out.
Yeah, well, it's at some point it's brute force, right?
Yeah.
It's just it does a certain amount. It's going to be a certain amount. I will say
so
my
I have
biggest.
A question for you, Jeremy. Hang on.
Yes.
You go, I have a question for you. What is your second best show? Is it Mega or New York?
New York.
Okay.
Our Mega is very mid.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. We've just never been able to really crack it. I say mid. I say, like mid.
Yeah, like
compared to what everyone else says, like you're not squeezing enough out of it from what you hear.
Like Mega's still like top 5 or 6 shows for us, but it's definitely not, gonna set any records for us. So New York was our second best show. That being said, we did significantly more than we did. Like, so Denver, we cracked.
Well, Denver, you had an entire row to yourself. You were
so Denver was good, but Denver was actually. So we did. Just 15% less at Denver than we did at New York, but profit-wise, it was actually more.
Right.
So New York's a pretty big disparity profit-wise. I'll say my biggest.
And that was your first time at Denver, right?
First time at Denver, yeah.
Yeah.
I will say the biggest disparity profit-wise would be Salt Lake City. Just from an expense standpoint versus how much we made. Yeah, flew.
Yeah, that was your first flying show. I remember.
Yeah, we stayed at the hotel an extra day or two just because we were unsure how things were going to go. Booths are expensive. We made money once again. It was like, not mad about how it ended up, but the disparity between, revenue and cost was a lot lower than you'd like. So the profit just wasn't great for that one. That was the biggest disparity. But I think, for sure, overall, Dragon made us the most.
We're right there with you on Salt Lake, in that I think Salt Lake to us is what you're saying MegaCon is, in that I hear everybody talk about it being a gangbanger, and it's not even that far away from our Vegas warehouse, and it's just like it was a great show, but like it doesn't seem to be top.
Right.
Our expenses for Salt Lake were $6 more.
I thought you were gonna say $6.
I'm sorry. It was so 50% basically was our expenses to our profit.
Gotcha.
Our profit was $6 less than our total costs. No, I take that back. Disregard. Anyway, it was 50%. 50% of our costs. I looked at that wrong. Continue. Sorry.
That's. I mean, I don't know about for you. Typically, I don't want to be anywhere near 50%.
No. I agree.
Let's see. Our most profitable show, kind of like Jeremy, same as our top show, would be DreamHack. But I'll mix it up a little bit and say that our highest take-home profit was DreamHack, but our highest just margin show, amount of sales we got versus our expense was WeebCon, and that's also in Dallas, and we're not talking New York numbers, but we're talking MegaCon numbers for a fraction of cost, especially for me because it's local, but also just it's just an amazing show, and so margin wise, like I wish every show was that show. I'd be happy. Yeah. Also, I was in the Gaylord Hotel, which it won't be next year, so I have my concerns because it was one of those shows where people like to party and have a good time at the hotel, and now they're just changing venues. So little nervous about that. But if it's anything like the past few years, that one's going to be another great one. Keep your eye out for.
So our highest profit was Mega, and which I don't need to really talk much about. Our second one was GalaxyCon Raleigh.
Mm-hmm.
So, and considering our location at Raleigh, being on that back wall, I'm very surprised. Our location was god awful because Dylan, I talked to you while you were there because we met whoever was running your booth. Remember, I was talking about the how loud the mystery box was. It was that show because I heard that thing going crazy.
You need to be louder for the next one.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so GalaxyCon Raleigh was up there, so I was surprised to see that. So that's a good thing. But
was that an exhibitor booth or an artist alley booth for you with that one?
So we did the artist booth, not the artist table, because the artist tables are in a different area. They're like upstairs at that show. We did the artist booth, and I'm an idiot because 3 years ago we had a 10x10 corner, right smack in the very center of the show. Nothing special, but it's a small hall. And one of my buddies was like, hey, because the prices were getting outrageous for GalaxyCon. He's like, what I do is I book the artist table, the artist booth. And he's like, they're way cheaper and you get a good location. And then I guess the next year I did that and they switched the location. So now those are all on the back wall, which I guess they didn't used to be. And so I talked to Kurt about getting switched back over to just a regular 10x10. And he was like, yeah, I wish I could, but they're basically all sold out and everybody rebooks. So he's like, there's nothing I can do. So I screwed myself. But again,
even doing that, you were very happy.
Yeah, I was very happy. But we also had a huge Sunday to make that happen. I mean, we were fine, but this Sunday pushed it way. Like there was a couple of Disney princess, like Tiana was there, and Jodie Benson, who's Ariel, was there, and Meg went to meet both of them, and she posted a picture, and both of them reposted Meg's picture on Instagram. So many people came by just because of that. Oh my God, I saw your thing on Jodie Benson's site. I saw your thing on Annika's site, on her Instagram. So that was huge. That doesn't happen every, if they're not there, I don't think we do as well there. But we've been doing that show for so long. It's just, again, it's the location. It just sucks because it's like the show starts and you got 40 minutes before anyone even gets back there. Even though it's a small hall, we're on that back wall. It sucks. So anyway, least profit.
Least.
I think we can skip Dylan on this one. Scam Fusion.
Yeah, it's going to be Salt Lake. Salt Lake was by far, as far as profit goes, just like I said, still worth doing, but not anywhere near. I think my thing is I just get caught up in the hype, right? Okay. Everybody talks about how great Salt Lake is, and I'm sure it is for somebody. There was so many people there, and at one point, like I tried to go grab some food because there was nobody at our table, and it took me a solid 30 minutes just to get to the other side of the room. So it was full.
Yeah, no, they pack them in there for sure.
So I don't know, I don't know if it's a flow thing. I don't know. I refer to the review, but that one just didn't hit quite the way that we anticipated. So lowest profit for sure.
We made $0 that Sunday.
Oh wow!
Because it's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday show.
Oh jeez, yeah. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, I forgot. That's a 3-day show.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Got him.
For us, it was Cape Town Comic-Con.
Oh.
But that's because an exorbitant amount of flights and hotels and all that stuff. So I'm not even going to count that.
Oh.
So let's see. Oh, Superhero Con San Antonio.
Oh, you were unpleased with that? I'll tell you why I love that one. I got to meet a handful of Supermen, and the back of that cape is just littered with Superman autographs. So you know what? That was a fun show for me. I might bump that up to one of my favorites, even though sales-wise wasn't.
Yeah, I know. What was it? A bunch of the headliners, some of the headliners canceled. I can't remember who they were.
Jake Gyllenhaal. I'm
Yeah.
so glad I met the one who I wanted to meet, Tom Welling from Smallville. Because I was booked to meet him on Friday, and I was like, my wife's like, just go ahead and do it today on Thursday. It's slow, and then he canceled that Friday, so like that would have been rough. But I was like, and I never really have time to leave my booth and talk to celebrities. So I mean, I made a meal out of that one, talking to all the Supermen around.
Is Superman Marvel? No, he's
Get out
DC.
of here. Get.
He's DC, right?
What are you doing?
I'm just curious. I'm guessing he's DC.
You know, I actually somebody just shared this this little TikTok thing, and it was this guy walking around a Comic-Con. I was like, "Hey, I'll give you $5 if you tell me what DC stands for." I didn't know. He's like, "Hey, I'll give you $10.
District
I'll
of
give you 50."
Columbia.
He kept going
Obviously.
through all of that, and then our booth was in the background. We're like, "Hey, spotted in the wild." And by the time somebody answered that DC stands for Detective Comics, the pool was up to $85.
Oh, okay. I would have never guessed that. I know that's surprising to you.
This is me when you guys are talking about sports. I'm like, yeah.
All right. So what's the next one on the list?
How about most fun? I just mentioned that I got to see some celebrities. You guys did some fun traveling this year, so maybe that hits your list.
Yeah, I mean, for me, hands down, Tokyo Comic Con. It was 1,000% the most fun.
I would actually probably have to say for us, it was the Kuwait show, Quantum Con. It was, not a great show. It made money, but just so fun. The people there were super cool. Like we met some other vendors. They like picked us up in the morning, brought us out to a Kuwaiti breakfast. They brought us out shopping at some of the souks that were there, and it was really a lot of fun. And I guess as far as the States ones, I can't say Dragon because it's hard to fall asleep in that hotel. Even though we're on the 70th floor, you still hear the until midnight. What would have been my favorite one? Hold on. You're gonna have to get back to me on this one.
I could tell you. I mean, I don't feel like it's easy to triple dip and say Dragon Con, but I do enjoy Mega. Especially like Fan Expo does their night out at Universal, which is
that this year was the first time.
Fantastic deal. They're doing it again. That was like the first time we really went and hung out with Adam. That was like,
oh, I'm sorry.
No, it was great. It was it's stuff like that like I said, Mega's good. You're making good money, but like to enhance it like that is really fun.
Right.
And it's nice because normally at shows we don't do anything besides work, food, sleep. So kind of breaking that cycle a little bit was really fun.
Sometimes you walk to the bagel store in New York and nobody's there for breakfast.
Yeah, and then injure yourself when you do find someone.
Oh, I vaguely remember this. You hurt your knee or something?
No,
you're always hurt yourself.
I broke my tailbone.
Oh no, I was talking about Ryan. I didn't know you hurt yourself.
No, I broke my tailbone trying to help Ryan.
That was the best.
It was the worst. I would say honorable mention would be Pensacon, because that was another show. It's another show where like the town kind of like gets involved and everybody really does it up, and it's an easy show. They take really good care of you. It's not expensive to do. Also good money. We did profit there a lot, so that always helps. But being right there on the beach every morning, drinking coffee, and then going and standing on top of that ice all day long, that part was bad. But the people are great.
I have one. How about what is your top show you'd like to be in that you're not currently in for the new year?
Ooh, that's an easy one for me. San Diego. We did it as when Meg did the book. The publisher had a table and he invited her, and we did it. And it was like our first year. It was like 2015. It was so fun. And then we haven't been able to get in on our own. But man, it was a lot of fun. I mean, it's 5 days. It's really long, but it was a lot of fun. Just so many people. So much. I mean, you could literally walk around for 2 hours and not even get a third of the show looked at.
I think I'd have to say the same, just because I've never been. I think it would be a really fun thing to try. I don't know that I would want to do that one more than once. It would just depend. I think on a different level, for one reason or another, schedule has never worked out for any of the GalaxyCon shows. So I would like to see what those are about.
You haven't done any of the Galaxy?
Never done one, because there's always another show that either, because it's just us, so it's like we have some friend running a show or something. Like we've always kind of like had the obligation to go do something else. So I would like to do that. Any of them really, just to kind of see how the vibes are. And then one that we used to do that we dropped for scheduling reasons that I'd like to get back into is C2.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that was a good one.
That's a fun one.
Yeah, we really enjoyed Chicago, so getting back into that would be fun. I haven't really tried, but just because things are difficult to schedule around. But I would really like to get back into that one again. It's fun.
Well, based on your guys' glowing reviews, I mean, my number one answer is Dragon Con. But additionally, I would love to get into the PAX shows, PAX East, PAX West.
Are they hard to get into?
They are, from my understanding, the artists are a bit grandfathered in. They're really only looking for indie developers of games. This is my understanding. And
okay, I have another one too. Go ahead. When you're done, I have another one to chime in.
Just that if we can get into one, hopefully we can get into the others, and they seem like great gaming shows that I just really want to be a part of. So I would say PAX, Dragon Con, then the PAX shows.
I say for me, another one that I'd really like to get us into somehow is Pensacon.
Same.
I've had conversations with them. I've never actually been able to get in. Last year that I was going to get in, and the last minute they were like, the spot's kind of in a weird area. Maybe it might not be worth it to come. And in hindsight, I probably just said, screw it, I'll take it. But whatever.
I can tell you, if they let you sniff the inside of that building, do it.
We were in 2016, and I remember this is, we didn't know much about shows back then. And I remember we were in, and I was getting ready to pay. We didn't pay for it, but then I just remember something happened, and we were like, "Hey, sorry, we can't make it," and screwed it. Ever since then. So anyway, but all right. So what was our least favorite? We know Dylan's, that's for sure. And if anyone's listened to the pod before, my least favorite load-in, but I won't go there again.
Yeah, I think for me, like, Boston still just takes the cake for miserable. That was the show. I didn't leave till 5:30 that Monday morning because of the loadout.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. I remember hearing about that one where it was.
Yeah,
awful.
I spent the night, and it was not cold, luckily, but I spent that night, in the middle of a highway, like roundabout, like where you like exit.
Oh yeah.
And so like we were just sitting there, it was just loud, and like I was there till 4 a.m, 4:30, and then left. Ended up leaving the building right at 5:30.
Oof.
So that sucked.
Yeah, sounds like it. For me, I would have to probably say Central Florida Comic-Con was probably my least favorite. Just it was a couple weeks before Mega. Everybody there was like coming in. They're like, "Oh, you're gonna be at MegaCon? All right, I'll get something there." And it was just, I think it was only 2 days. I think, yeah, it was 2 days. wasn't anything special, but it just didn't seem like I should have just been like, whatever, I'll see everybody in 2 weeks. Why bother? So
Yeah, that's what I think. Florida has so many shows, and
Yeah.
there are good ones. And even a show that I think would be really good outside of Florida, like there's just the sheer number of shows means that it's just not going to perform the same as it would
Yes.
somewhere else.
right.
So, I mean, you're like this year, Mega and Pensacon are back-to-back weekends.
Oh yeah, but still,
But
that's
luckily, they're far
a
enough
10-hour
away
difference.
from each
That's
other.
a 10-hour drive. To
Yeah.
Pensacola.
Yeah, I'm talking just Florida in general. These people travel.
Yeah, no, they definitely do.
Now,
But
you
that's
guys
a
know
long
my
drive.
opinion on this, but I'll remember my number one show that I like, DreamHack, is in the exact same convention hall as Fan Expo Dallas. 5 days later,
Oh, wow.
both shows, banger shows, same convention hall,
How would you know if
a
Dallas
week
was?
apart.
Sorry, I had to go there.
Way too soon. Clerical errors have with typos on an email have got me out of my beautifully grandfathered 20x10, but hopefully I can get back in. But yeah, just saying, if they build it and it's a big enough show, I always believe they'll come.
It's true.
I agree. All right, well then, let's do kind of like a bonus one here. So, I don't even know how to say it. Like, what would be your favorite? Do we say company, showrunner, promoter? Like, what's the favorite ones that you work with last year?
Well, first off, we can say goodbye to Lexi. She was always wonderful. It was always a joy actually reading her emails. She always Lexi Doyle from FanX. What's that?
She likes IPA. I know that.
She would always say, "Hey, leave me I like limericks and IPAs." And every time we would go to a show, we would get a separate we'd get a 6-pack, and I would on the back of a postcard write a limerick, and I would include that. And so now my limerick skills will start to fade. They don't have to do that, but she was always fun. But I mean, I'm a big fan of the Fan Expo shows. I feel like they take care of their vendors. So good communication, and I mean that's honestly all we ask for in showrunners is good communication. We forgive a lot if there's open communication about mistakes, things out of control, things that are in control that could be done better, and I think Fan Expo does a good job on that. Shout out to Alex.
Yeah,
and Rich.
I think the easy answer is Fan Expo because they have just the sheer number of shows, So I think the easy answer is that. But if I was gonna just go with a different one, like something outside the box, we do one in Savannah called Captain's Comic Expo, and they've had
Charleston.
Go there. Yeah, Charleston. What did I say? Savannah. Sorry,
Savannah.
It's Charleston. It's not even in Savannah, Georgia. It's in Charleston, South Carolina. Right?
Yeah.
Charleston, West Virginia. Charleston, South Carolina.
Charleston, South Carolina. Mount Pleasant.
Mount Pleasant. Yes. Anyway, we've been doing that show for years, and it's just the guy that runs it, Mike. He's been on the show. He's been on the show a couple times doing previews and stuff, and super nice. It's like his whole family and all his friends. He has a comic book store, and he runs, and all the people that are at the store run the show. And they're just the nicest people. Like we pull up and it's like they're like helping me unload the truck. I'm like, I got it. I'm like, no, we got it. We'll take it for you. Like they're just super nice. They've had it. Golly, he's gonna be mad at me if I say it wrong, but it's been over 10 years. He's had the show, same place, same time of year, and he gets a great. It's a very small little JCC, I think it's at, and it gets things packed. He's got like a little cult following.
Yeah, I did that 1 year ago. I actually saw him last weekend at another show.
Oh yeah,
and I was
he
like,
working or just walking around?
He was walking around.
Okay.
I said, "What are the odds?" He was like 0.
He has a booth. He has a booth at SC Comic Con. I see him there.
Yes. So yeah, I would love to get into that one at some point. That'd be fun to do. But yeah, he's good
it's
people.
A good little show. He's a nice guy. The whole thing it's just very well run. So that would be my favorite.
I'm gonna have to. I have a tie. Obviously, dragon. Tracy takes such good care of everybody, and like Dylan said, the communication is there. She
makes fun of me every time I say
she
it.
sent you a handwritten letter.
She did send me a letter. Thank you, Tracy. I love you. I appreciate the map.
Sucks that it was a cease and desist, but no, Tracy's really awesome. She takes care of her people. It's one of those shows where it's you definitely feel like they actually care, and you're not just a transaction to be made. Which it's business, that's what it is sometimes, but they do a really good job. Everybody there is so fantastic to work with. It's just, you pull into that show and you're just like, no stress. It's just, everything is just like comfortable. They make it easy. It's good to do.
Yeah, it's definitely easy.
Also though, Fan Expo, like we do so many of their shows and everybody there kind of the same deal. Like, for it to be a larger corporation, they do a really good job.
This segment brought to you by Fan Expo.
Yeah, thank you, Fan Expo.
No, but for real,
But all right, well, anything else that we want to add for our wrap up?
I think this was a great wrap up. Let's just pretend we posted this at the end of 2024. But
well, it's good to do it at the beginning of the next year, so we can do a full recap. If we did it at the end of 2024, what if something came up? So
we wouldn't have known.
That's how I see. That's how I spin it. That's my spin.
What are the next couple of shows y'all are doing?
Oh, I think all three of us are all going to be at MegaCon. So great chance to say, stop by Pixel Empire, Art of Megan Withy, Scorch Design, say hi to us. Maybe we got something up our sleeves for you. More on that later.
Yeah,
but,
you get to come by.
We'd love to talk to you.
You can see Meg's crazy outfits because she pulls out all the stops for Mega in New York. So
why don't you put on like a Prince Charming? Oh, I mean,
yeah, Prince Charming is not her favorite. She likes Prince Philip. You know what he's from?
The actual monarchy.
You mean the real one?
No, the cartoon one. He's from Sleeping Beauty. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I have a special shirt that I'm gonna wear too. I wore it in New York for one day. Jeremy, you saw it, I think. But I think I'm gonna wear that one again. But anyway, you'll get to see Meg's crazy outfits. And we like to call her the Seth Rollins of the con world with her crazy jackets and crazy tops. So
2 Seth Rollins in Orlando during MegaCon.
Google, is he going to be there?
I don't know.
If he is,
he's always in Orlando.
For him to meet her, just so they can. I'm sure he'll be in one of his crazy jackets. And if you don't know, Google Seth Rollins jackets, and you'll see his crazy walkout stuff, and that's what Meg looks like sometimes. So, anyway. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year, you guys. And I guess hope you enjoy what you're gonna see for the next year. If not, oh well, not my problem. See you guys.
See you guys real soon.
Yeah.